Well, hold on. I go. Welcome, welcome, Pulliger Pie. Hey, Joe Pal, Puttyman here, and we're doing a podcast today. Yay!
What's up, guys? I'm Nickel.
He's Nickel.
And I'm Pickle.
He's Nickel. He's Pickle.
I'm Robert Downey syndrome.
And we got Michael J. Parkinson's here too. How you doing, Mr. Parkinson's and Mr. Syndrome?
I like turtles.
So, all right. So, we're actually going to be talking about the wonders of delayed movies. If you guys know, on my channel, I do a lot of reviews of movies. It's one of my things I love to do as a passion project of my own. And the problem is lately there hasn't been movies to go see, and it's because we either gonna get like a digital premiere, or they're being delayed. And most of the ones I review, which ends up being comic book movies or based on video games, are all being delayed. So unfortunately, I don't. When it comes to dates, we're not really going to be looking into that. We're going to look into the movies that have been delayed and talking about is digital premiering even better than any other type of premiere. So I know with the kids movies that they've been premiering those a lot more, because I found out why they're doing that is they make more money that way, because you don't have to take your kids to the movies. So a lot of parents would rather do that because they can spend less by renting it at home and then watching it with their kids. So, a lot of the animated movies are making more money. But big budget movies like, Marvel comic movies or anything like Star Wars, anything like that, I've noticed have been pushed back. So does that mean that digital premiere is still better, or would it be theater premieres better based on what type of movie? I mean, what do you guys think about it?
Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So basically, the way I look at it is you're going to make more money in movie theaters, but more people will see it if you just premiere it at home through apps. So it depends what you mean by better. Is it better in terms of money? No, they're going to make less money.
They were talking about it, and the thing is when they do digital premieres, the big thing that people don't realize is when a movie premieres in theaters, that first week, the theater doesn't get much of that movie. They only get concessions. But then once the movie's in there for longer than a week, the movie starts making more money off of the actual prices of the ticket. So they actually make more money doing the digital premieres. But the problem is when they do ticket sales for like something like Marvel, the reason why they make more money that way is because they're selling multiple tickets to take their kids and everything else. So that's the reason why I think Disney wants to push back the Marvel movies. But then, of course, you have like these kids movies that you could get more tickets with the kids, but at the same point, more parents are willing to do the digital because, like, one price, and I can have my kids watch it in another room, or watch it with the kids, and they can watch it again repeatedly over and over again until that 24 hours is up. So I don't know. Again, I think it depends on. And at the same point, when they do digital, they literally get way more money off of the digital rental than they would the actual theater. So, it all depends, I guess, on the movie in that situation. But I mean, I've just noticed a lot of kids movies like Trolls World Tour apparently made way more than the other movie made. But that's because they did a digital premiere. I mean, John, what are you familiar with on? What do you think?
Pushing the dates back is the smartest thing ever.
So you don't think the digital premiere is a good idea?
Digital premiere is fine. Not for me. I don't care. Like, it doesn't make a difference for me. Half those movies I wouldn't have watched in the theaters anyways. I'm not going to pay for them regardless.
Right.
So, yeah, that's a good point. You're just going to watch them online anyway.
So it doesn't really matter for me. And like, to be honest with you, there's like that whole thing with AMC that they're not at Universal for putting Trolls 2 digitally, and they had a contract or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, who is AMC to even complain? They're literally about to go bankrupt and close all their theaters, but yet they're complaining about Universal not doing a deal with them. Like, nobody cares about.
Okay, let me give a good example of why I think it's a good thing. Okay, let's say a movie like hypothetically It 3 came out. Okay, would you go to the movie theaters to watch It 3, John?
Did you really ask that? And of course, Putty would.
Yeah, I would.
John, I know you would.
No,
John,
I wouldn't. Because
would you buy it online for $10?
Not.
I would.
Yeah, probably.
And I wouldn't go to the movie theaters to watch it. So.
I mean, if I could pay less than the price of the theaters, even if it's $1, because just so you know, for a contrast, to go to the movies here is like $17.50 for a ticket.
Yeah, but keep in mind, for me, like, for example, I pay around, I would say, $10, $12 if I buy a regular ticket. they're actually showing online for like when they did Trolls World Tour, when they actually just the rental price itself was like $20.
It was
For that first,
$19.99.
yeah, exactly, for the first like week or so.
It was 2 days, 48 hours.
Yeah, so it's like you're still spending about the same amount, but you don't get the movie theater experience. And it depends what you want.
But think of it like this: I have 4 fucking kids. I'm gonna pay. Not only am I gonna pay $100 to get tickets for us to go to the movies, I'm gonna pay $100 to buy pop and popcorn. That's $200. I literally just saved $180, and my kids can watch it all day long for 2 days.
Yeah, and see, I agree with that. But then what happens when you look at these movies that were built for an IMAX theater that have to have that experience? So what do you think then?
This is the thing.
Listen, I think I got a good thing because what you just said. Why not just re-release it when the Corona thing calms down in movie theaters?
Well, that's supposedly what the deal is. But listen, this is my thing. Putty's making an argument for the theater, and I don't obviously want theaters to go away because there's some movies that I don't care if they're made for the theater or not. Just it's better on a big screen. You watch Blade Runner on a big screen because you want to see the effects of the movie and whatever. Okay, but the companies making the movies don't even want you to go to the theaters. They want you to buy the digital copy. They want you to buy the DVD. That's where they're making all their money. That's where the majority of the money comes from, right?
Because so you're saying they make more money from digital than they do from...
No, but that's what they want. They want to transition to... If you get rid of the theater, that's the middleman. Once the theater is gone, they don't have to pay anything for it. It's all just profit, period.
But see, then in that situation, if you want to have the movie theater experience, you literally would have to have the movie theater at your own home.
Most people in the world have a giant-ass TV and a surround sound system.
Yeah, or headphones.
Like, I don't need that, but I'm just saying most people do have that.
My point is right now, one of my best experiences ever watching something was when I watched Daredevil, whatever the fuck, one of the seasons, on VR on sitting on the moon on a big thing with headphones on. That's the best experience I ever had watching a movie or watching a piece of content. It was so much fun. The audio was like, it turned into like 3D audio. I was sitting on the moon. There's spaceships flying by. Like VR, like is a better experience than the movie theater. No matter how you're gonna spin it, I don't care. I don't care about the 3D aspect. Like that was the best experience I've ever had watching a movie, and that was from home. So I mean, I don't know. I don't want movie theaters to leave either, and I don't think they ever will. I think movie theaters will always be around because there's such a piece of history when it comes to cinema. But I really hope that they start the transition. And I hope we start to do, like, what Netflix is doing is genius. When we get Stranger Things right away, every episode, we can binge it. Like, that's what I want to get from movies. Because people like me, I don't have time to go to the movie theaters. I woke up, ate dinner, here doing a podcast, then streaming, then home. I don't have time to go to movie theaters on a Friday or Saturday night. So, I mean, it would just be better. It would be way better if I could just get home at 5 o'clock in the morning, pay $20, rent a movie, and then fall asleep halfway through and watch it when I wake up.
That was the strangest description of I watched the movie on the moon and then I fell asleep and I woke up.
Best experience ever.
No, but like theater, yes, I want theater. I want to go to the theater. I want to watch superhero movies in the theater.
But I'm telling you, you can get
preferably
such a good experience
listen,
from home.
Preferably, I would rather watch the movie alone than in a theater full of people. I don't need a theater experience, but I like it. It's the way I see theaters going is you're going to get less movies in theaters. So like Scooby-Doo and Trolls, those kind of movies are going to phase out of movie theaters within the next like 5 years. You're going to stop seeing children's movies in theaters. They're going to all become on demand to make it easier for parents and cost efficient, and they'll make more money like that because instead of losing families who don't want to pay the money, they're going to gain families because they're just going to have the one-time fee. And then you're also going to get the big tentpole movies. So, like, I don't know how it is for you, but for us, you could literally walk out of one movie theater downtown and walk to the next movie theater in 5 minutes. So, like, we don't need all these theaters. You can easily take away 10 theaters in Toronto and there would still be 30 theaters.
But see, you have to also look at that perspective in the situation of like smaller towns. I know for myself, I've got like 3 theaters in my town all together. Okay.
But you'll never lose those, I don't think, because it's a small town.
But I think you would. To be honest.
That's the thing. You're not understanding.
It's the opposite.
When I was in Job Corps and I lived in Franklin, North Carolina, they only had one theater in Franklin. You had to come all the way to Asheville, which is an hour drive, to get a second theater. And that theater would show like 6 movies altogether. So, because it wasn't that big of a theater. So if you think of those theaters, if they're not making the money to keep up the rent, because there's not big movies coming out to fill those spots, they're going to lose that theater, which means that that person that maybe live in that area has to drive an hour out to go see a movie. They're not going to want to do that.
And to be honest, they will lose customers, because think about it like this: if let's say that they're not, obviously in Toronto, every one of those theaters is filling up every night. When Avengers is there, you know for a fact, John, those are selling out seats for like a month straight.
Yeah.
In one of those little towns, you go watch it once, you're not going back again. And then when you can just watch it from the comfort of your home, you're not going to go at all. You're going to lose those first time people that go and watch it. So.
This is what I think, though. I think if you're at the Cottage, for example.
Yeah,
that theater, okay. So there's, and I'll get to Putty's thing in a second. So that theater is gonna have people coming because people don't want to stay home there. You don't have anything else to do. You live in a small town. What else are you gonna do? You don't want to be home when you're a teenager and your parents are always there. You want to go out. I'm going to the movies. That's
why I think movie theaters should exist. But
but listen, if they exist, if I erase all the children's movies from playing in those theaters, no one's going to watch that shit anyways. If I just gave you all comedies and all superhero movies and all big action movies, those are the ones that people are going to go watch anyways.
Yeah, you're right, 100%.
And for Putty's thing, yeah, I get what you're saying. You have to travel, yeah, but now they've given you the ability to not have to move. You don't even have to travel. You can watch the movie while you're taking a shit.
But no, I get that. But what you're understanding is that's going to kill that theater. And the thing is, like Scrunch, like Nikki's saying, the same situation. Those teenagers want to go and see a movie. Well, if there's no movie in the theater because they've already seen the Avengers movie, they've already seen this. Because you got to think they don't put a superhero movie out every month. We've gotten close to it being like that, but we don't have that. So if there's nothing coming out, because a lot, you got to admit, half of those movies are usually kids movies. That's what's put into theaters. You know what I mean? Something that goes with that PG rating. So the kids and the Marvel movies would be the ones that would be the only options. And if you got a teenager, they're not going to go see Trolls. They're going to see Avengers. Yeah, so when you only have Avengers left, what else do you have left to see?
This is my point. How many times do you go to the movies a year?
Me? Or me personally, or just a teenager one?
You.
Me? At least 10 or more.
So... But that's 10 or more. That's one big movie every month that comes out. That's exactly what comes out.
Right, but you have to also understand, for me...
I'm not going to the movie to watch Shakespeare in Love. I'm not going to...
No, I get that.
I think we have to look at it from the average, person that goes to the movie theaters. Putty's not the average person. Putty goes to see stupid movies. He went to go watch Wreck-It Ralph in the movie theater by himself. Like, no one would do that. A lot of people won't do that.
It has Sonic in it for like 10 seconds. Of course.
I get that, but my point is, looking at the average person... I only go to the movie theater 3 times a year, 2 times a year, right?
Probably like one.
Probably once, yeah. Probably a couple times in 2 years. So, that's I guess you're right. You're absolutely right when you say that movie theaters are for families. Like that's what they're for. Like
I don't find that anymore.
Movie theaters, I used to go to movie theaters 20 times a year with
I find there's 2 audiences now, and the difference, you have to factor this in because it's completely different between our situation and Putty's. Here. There's so many theaters and every single one of them is always packed. Like we have trouble getting tickets to a new movie for like days sometimes, and you have to stand in lines and there's waiting for get shit. Okay, This is the thing. Here I find the audience is kids that their parents drop them off at the theater, or us going to VIP. I don't see really families anymore unless there's specifically a family movie. Like when Sonic was out, I didn't even see families going to watch Sonic. It was all people my age and like teenagers.
Yeah, again, but this has nothing to do with the conversation because we live in Toronto. There will always be movie theaters in Toronto, no matter what. There will.
I get his point.
It's more about
maybe those 3 theaters that he has, 2 of them closed, but there's always going to be one theater.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm trying to say?
Combine and make a megaplex. That's going to be the one that everyone's going to go to.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Is that we'll always have movie theaters in Toronto, no matter what.
I get it.
No matter
it's like
how
being
many.
In New York, yeah, I understand what you're saying. There's enough people that the sales are never going to go away. That's
one thing that I think we can all say for sure. No matter what, in big cities, there will always be movie theaters till the end of time. But it's not about it's more about can these little towns afford to keep a movie theater there.
But I think that issue that we're talking about is specifically a U.S. scenario.
Like and my point is, it won't affect them in big cities. Issue. No way it will.
This whole thing has been created around the American lifestyle of I don't want to take my whole family out. I just want to stay home. And small town people don't want to travel to go to the movie, so we're just going to give you movies.
So I don't understand. Are movie theater companies scared to release movies digitally? Is that what it is?
No,
like
no. They're actually
Yeah, sorry. Go, buddy, go.
Yeah, see, you have to understand the movie theaters are the ones that are scared. You have to understand in the situation, they want to go digital because they would make more money off it because they would get more of the direct money. You know, when you can watch something through PlayStation, PlayStation may get $1 off of that $10, while the movie theater is going to get $5 off of that $10. It's definitely going to be much more beneficial for the movie.
So you're saying, oh, okay, so I'm confused. Now I get what you're saying. So Cineplex makes an app. Well, they already have one, by the way. But we
Yeah.
get a Cineplex app, which is a movie theater.
They have it too. They have They have better things than us. AMC has a thing called A-List where you pay like $20 a month and you can go to the movies as many times as you want.
that's
No.
the,
When I'm
Yeah.
talking about the Cineplex app on my TV, where you can rent movies that like just as soon as they're out of movie theater, you can rent them.
Yeah,
on the
you can
Cineplex
buy
app.
you can buy the digital copy when you buy the ticket with the
Yeah,
whatever
so that's
their
my
thing's
point. Is
called.
that what you're talking about? Is movie theaters actually making
Like we
their
only
own
have one
apps?
theater chain, buddy. There's only one.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. We have
There's
several
two.
theater chains here. We have like 2 or 3. Like
We used to have AMC, but they went bankrupt in Canada because nobody liked it. It was trash.
yeah,
compared
well,
to
see, that's the
Cineplex.
thing. That's why AMC is upset here. And the thing is, like the theater I go to is Cinemark, and I know for a fact they're
Yeah,
the lower.
Cinemark is good.
And I love Cinemark, but I feel like Cinemark's going to go away because they are lower in the totem pole, even though I feel they're the best.
Yeah,
know
they're
what I mean?
making $0 right
Yeah,
now.
but hold on. Cinemark and Regal are reporting losses, obviously, but they're not in any trouble. AMC is the only movie.
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is there's still the thing of it being trouble. See, what you're not, what that's what I'm trying to explain. The situation here is that and when it comes to the theaters, like you said yourself with the whole teenager aspect and all that kind of stuff, if they have to travel an hour, like I was talking about earlier, they're not going to want to do it. So of course they're going to be like, okay, well we could do it digitally, all right. So that means that the small movie company, that the theater that was there is gone. And then even the theater that could have been like an hour away, it's gone. And it's going to be a trickle effect where theaters continue to drop because they're like, why do we even have to go to the theater? Because you got to think, yes, you guys said you're filling in the theaters over in Toronto and you're always going to have the theaters, but there's going to be at least, I would say, even 25% of those people going, you know what? Why do I need to go out? I could just do it at home. And then that's going to be losing ticket sales, and then that means the theaters are going to struggle.
Yeah, but the theaters are so massive, they don't even need to be that big.
That's my point. No matter what.
Downtown, that's 3 floors. You can literally just erase 1 floor of that and sell it to a business to open something else there.
There's one movie theater as a good example, the one that's by Much Music there, whatever. That movie theater there is literally packed 24/7. Even if they lost 50%.
So was Yorkdale. Yorkdale is always packed.
So was Yorkdale, yeah. Even if they lost 50% of people that went to that movie theater, they'd still be selling millions of tickets in a year.
And this is my thing, though. I already got what you were saying, but it's more like in this scenario, I don't think it's as bad as you think it is, because like the cost of owning a movie theater in Charlotte is going to cost you millions of dollars because you're in a downtown. You have to pay rent, inflation for being there. In those small towns, their operating cost is probably like 30%, a quarter of the price of what it is to do it in a major city. So as long as they have people coming to the movies, which there always will be, I think.
I don't.
Our generation and the next generation of the kids that were born before today, this day exactly, are going to go to movies. Everyone after that is no guarantee that they're ever going to the movies again.
Okay, so one question right now: movie theaters are closed because they're not essential.
Well, okay, let me.
Right? Is that a question?
Yeah, they're not essential.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, see.
So how about if they don't open up for another year?
Well, technically, ours are open.
Are they?
You can order on Uber Eats. You can order popcorn.
Yeah, but see, like, okay, let me use myself as an example. Even though myself as an example is not a good example, because of the way I work when it comes to me doing my movies, but it's definitely going to change if I don't have that option anymore. For me, what it was I was only paying $8 a month for a ticket, okay? And if I didn't use the ticket, it would roll over to the next month because it's part of the membership, right? So then I would, the only thing I would have to do is pay for concessions if I want to. That's how the movie theater makes a lot of money off is the concessions. But for myself, if, for example, they take away the membership or they don't, and then what I would do with that membership is I would get like a Thursday early showing so I can do my reviews, things of that nature. Now you take that away and you have like online people, just get it early then you do have the option of doing that. And of course I would be like, well, that'd be easier. I'd rather just do that. But then I'm also paying $20 compared to $8 that I'm paying now. So I'm definitely paying cheaper to do the movie theater. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm wondering if it's going to, if other people are doing, are in the same position I am, where they are going through the movie clubs because they find out about it and they like, oh, this is cheaper. But then that doesn't happen. It becomes like either they increase the price or just the theater shuts down, no longer does that. Then are they losing profit in that way? Because of course, if I have the extra money, I'm going to go to the concession stand and get me something to enjoy. You know what I mean? If it's something of a memorabilia type. But my point, or not memorabilia, but it's a merchandise type. But in that situation, is that going to make a loss because you have that movie theater experience where you can go in, get popcorn, things of that nature, and also enjoy it in that way? Is that's where I feel like the theaters is going to go, is because if you're going there to buy stuff or purchase a merchandise, you don't have to do that. You can go to GameStop to get a collectible, and go to then your local grocery store and get some popcorn, and then go home and do a digital. So it's like then you get to watch it several times the whole night and everything, and get to analyze it. So of course, okay, all right, okay, we got it. So anyway, I'm sorry, the Zoom thing popped up. Anyway, my point to the whole thing is that's what I fear is going to happen, is that even though the cost of a membership is cheaper and I get those free tickets, if they're not making any money, they're going to drop that. So for me, I'm like, all right, we're no longer going to theaters now. I'm just going to rent it digitally, which means I am paying more, which means I'm not seeing as much movies, which means that I feel like I'm going to be at a loss, which again, I'm not the average consumer. So that's where I'm like, okay, is the average consumer going to look at it the same way? Depending, because families are definitely going to benefit from this. But
no, what you're saying is such a good point, because you're absolutely right that movie theaters definitely are going to get hit so hard because of that. That's something I didn't even think of once, is the fact that like they're going to lose. That's probably more than half of their profit. No.
Yep, and that's the thing.
Because if I spend $20 on a ticket, I always spend like $30 on food. Always.
Exactly, and if you don't have to do that because you could do it at home, then they're not selling concessions. And if I'm going to see a movie like myself and I don't spend as much money on concessions, and I'm going to the theaters to go see a movie and I buy a ticket for less price at the theater than I would digital, they're still not going to make money off of me. So they're not going to want to keep doing that. Like they're going to want to. They're going to want to be like, okay, screw this. We're not making money. We might as well just start our app of our own and go ahead and start doing online. And that's what everyone's going to do. That's the reason why it does scare me that I think the theaters are going to go. It definitely looks like.
You can get scared now because they are going to go. Just when is it going to happen?
Right. And that's my point, though. It's like the whole situation we talked about before. There's a lot of things that are going away because, like, remember how Blockbuster went away? Even though it's good that Blockbuster went away, nobody's going to be able to feel that experience of walking into Blockbuster and looking at all the shelves and being excited about renting a movie or a video game. You know what I mean? That stuff is going away. Now, I understand it makes it easier at home, but, I mean, look at me. I'm a big guy. Do we really need to be sitting at home even more than we are now? Yeah. It's losing its effect of having that event type of thing. Because the thing is, going to see a movie is an event. It's a moment. Renting it at home isn't that as great of an event.
This is the thing, and take this however you want. Your country's culture is what created this. You guys are the reason there's no Blockbuster. You guys are the reason that the movie theaters are going to go away, because everything has been come down based on convenience. They're all those apps are made in America, Amazon, Netflix. Everything.
Yeah, but
those are the reason everything's going away, based on convenience and fast food. Like everything is.
But the way you say your country is stupid, because it's literally the same thing.
I know, but it's like my
Canada and America are the same country. Just look at it like that.
But the lifestyles are completely different.
No, they're not. The only
in
thing
Toronto, it's not. In Toronto, it's not. Yes, it is.
What's different is the law.
Yes, it absolutely is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it absolutely is.
I know guys from Alberta who do the exact same things that everyone does in America, but whatever.
Yeah, from where? A major city?
No, not from a major city. From the middle of nowhere, Alberta.
Man. It's not the same.
Like, let me ask you a question, John. Outside of me and you are probably the only two people in this conversation that can say we go to the theaters. We like that experience, okay? Tell me somebody else in your life that goes to the theaters as much as we do.
My friends go way more than I do.
Yeah, me too, buddy. I know a lot of people that go, like Sham and T.
I know guys that go to the movie every Friday. that literally go every single Friday to the
Yeah.
movies.
Okay.
Yeah. Over here,
Like
they're
I'm telling you,
used a lot, but
it's not an issue. When I go to the movies here, it's packed. It's always packed. It's never empty.
even my sister and her boyfriend, they go to the movie theaters like what 5-10 times a year.
Okay.
I was going last summer. I was going every weekend.
Okay, so then, that's a perfect example. Yes, okay, that's there. Now, what if that's not available? They're going to go somewhere else, of course. They're going to go do something else.
But that's my point. Is I think this conversation should be like this. Look, movie theaters are going to get affected big time. A lot of them are going to shut down 100%. But like I said, I don't see them going obsolete. I obviously feel I definitely feel like we're going to have movie theaters like for the rest of our lives, or maybe even our kids and grandkids' lives. There will always be movie theaters in big places. But they are going to get affected 100%. We're going to lose movie theaters in Trenton and places like that, like little towns. We will, guaranteed.
It's not an against it thing. I'm not saying I want movie theaters to close. I'm just being realistic about it.
Yeah.
Do you want them to close? No.
No, but everything that's happening makes complete sense.
It does.
Maybe as bad as it is for a guy like Putty, he doesn't want to lose his theaters. But maybe the best bet for that place is to not have theaters. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think so.
I'm not saying generally. I'm not making generalizations, but I'm just saying, like, maybe cost to demand ratio isn't there. So having online movies in a place like that makes more sense than in New York City, where people are going to go to the movies because there's nothing else to do, and there's so many movies.
If movie theaters were open right now, would you go to the movie theaters?
Yeah, of course. What else?
I mean, yeah, of course. You know me, I would.
So even with this whole shit.
Well, no, okay. Well, no, not in that situation. I mean, if we're again right now, because my theaters are trying to do the distancing, where not many people in theaters. Now, I'm not going to lie. If for example, Disney says, well, we're going to release Black Widow in May. I'm like, oh, crap. Now, me, you know how I am. I love my Marvel movies. So that might actually get me to go. That I might be like, okay, I'm going to have to keep my distance, not be near anybody, mask, gloves, everything else, and I'm going to go see this. And then I'm going to go right back home with the Uber or Lyft.
Take a shower.
Yeah, exactly. And do the whole thing to make sure that nothing happens. So I would still do that because of, one, it's something I want to do as a career. You both know this. You know I love reviewing movies. So it's nothing that's going to stop me in that way. But at the same point, if I know it's going to be packed and I'm going to be near people, that's going to scare the heck out of me.
I wouldn't do that. No,
yeah,
I
knew
movie theater.
Going to be 10 people in the theater, and I would just wear a mask and I would go.
I would go too.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to order food. I just wouldn't get anything to eat. I would bring my own drink with me.
Yeah, if a big movie came out that I really, really wanted to watch, it wouldn't stop me from going. If
I knew that the theater was going to be basically empty, because our theaters are gigantic.
So you know what they should do then? They should just go when Avengers is going to release, put it in every single. Because for us, our movie theaters have like what, fucking 25 different screens. Just do that. Like 25 screens, all playing the same movie.
Have way bigger theaters than we do.
I'm just saying. I know that, but I'm just saying as an example, if they did that, 25 screens, whatever you call I guess you call them theaters, each one, have them all playing the same movie, social distancing, like maybe 2 people or 3 people each row or something. You know.
But that's what they're thinking is going to happen, because how many movies pushed back?
But then
there would only be one movie playing.
But then you're already seeing the flaw in all this. Like I told you before, when it comes to the theaters actually don't make much money the first week when a movie comes out. The movie companies, production companies, they make more money. Because remember, the movie theaters only make the money after the movie's been released for at least over a week or a month. So in that situation, if everyone's coming and they're not filling up all the seats, and then all of a sudden,
all the electricity.
Exactly. They're using up all the power. They're not buying food because they're afraid of it because of the virus. They literally have made no money. Why would it be their point to even open the theaters to open up and make that?
You no longer have a choice. You no longer have a say in this. Everything you're saying sounds like it's hypotheticals. It already happened. It's too late.
Right, but that's my point. That's my point.
You can't change it.
I know you can't change that, but that's my point. Why would they even open up in the first place? They were trying to
because I can open 3 theaters only out of the 30 and offer that one movie.
But they're still not making any money off of Premiere.
So we can make $0 or $10. Why not make $10?
But that's my whole point. I mean,
it's not enough. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's not enough for them to keep the power on to do it.
Yes, but it keeps operations. It allows you to keep.
No, I don't think it does. I don't think it does.
Okay, if I'm playing a movie and there's people coming in, People are gonna keep coming to watch movies.
How about this? How much do you think it costs to keep one of those rooms open? It definitely costs way
Thousands
more.
of dollars.
Yeah, so then you're not making thousands of dollars off fucking
You have
5
to
tickets.
look at it as a car. If you own a car but you don't have the money to put gas in that car, you can't force that car to drive. You got to have gas. And if you're not getting enough money,
Yeah, I think he understands it just like how I said it, man.
I know, but then this is my point. Then my argument is not they should open. My argument is to say it to Putty. So what's happened now is that all the cars are out of gas. There's nothing you can do. It's over.
Yeah,
you're right.
So sell the gas.
I
car.
definitely don't think it's over because there's going to be a day and time. It might be in a year from now, or who knows, a month.
I'm not saying that theaters are closing, but Putty keeps saying it like it's hypothetical, like it may happen. Like I don't understand because maybe it might happen. No, it already happened.
No, I know, I understand it's already happening, but the thing is that what I'm trying to get to an understanding with everything is, as you're like, oh, everything's going to be safe in these certain areas. That's the thing. There is a trickle effect, because the thing is, if more people are staying at home and they're like, it's just easy for me to do that.
People are protesting
big cities will hurt
right now because they don't even believe coronavirus is real. They'll go.
No, I get it. There's idiots, but my point to the thing is again, these idiots are the same people who are like, oh, why do I need to go out to do that when I can stay at home? And even in the big cities, they're going to do that. So my point to the thing is, yes, it's already happening, but everyone's saying, okay, but and the big cities theaters are going to be safe. You can't say that, because if they're still not making enough money to keep gas in there, they're just going to sell the car. Why sell the car when I can Uber, and Uber would be digital? That's exactly what the theaters be thinking. You know what? We'll just go make a digital app like Voodoo, like Walmart does or something like that, and have them just get it online that way.
But think of it like this. This is how I'm thinking of it, okay? If all of the theaters go bankrupt by the time coronavirus is over, whatever you call COVID, okay? They all go bankrupt. Now you have all these theaters that are not being used. What's going to stop a company like Amazon or Netflix from buying all of the empty theaters and opening their own theater chain and having a monopoly over all the movies playing all the time?
And it's also going to stop Walmart from taking that theater and turning it into a Walmart.
Because it's full of theaters. You're already set up.
That's exactly what I thought. When I thought Trenton, the movie theater at my cousin's cottage, Putty, Trenton, the town there, someone's just going to buy it and turn it into something.
Think what you're talking about. You're talking about a small building in a little town that's easily demolished. A theater's a massive thing full of like millions of dollars worth of stuff.
Putty's absolutely right, man.
No, you're both wrong. It makes more sense for me to buy the theater and operate the theater that's already there, because I don't have to build a theater now. It's already there.
Why are you going to operate a theater that no one's going to go to?
How do you know no one's going to go to it?
Because you know what's going on right now. It's the whole social
distancing. I didn't say
thing.
Now. When it's over. Say 5 years from now.
Okay, so you're saying
Corona has impacted theaters so much in 5 years that all the theaters can't afford to run. They all go bankrupt. What's going to stop a huge company from coming in and saying every theater in the world is now Amazon?
Because what if they change their ways already? It's too late to make money.
Yeah, because they can't. Because look at it this way: if they've already gotten to that point and they're used to people staying at home and watching movies, why is Disney gonna be like, we're gonna send you the movie over to your theater, so and then we let you get a piece of that profit in order to keep that movie, even if it's with Netflix or any other company, when they can just say, screw you, we got Disney Plus, we'll just do it on our own and we'll rent it there. You know what I mean? I mean, the whole point is what you're not getting is that these big companies want money, and they give two shits about Netflix or any other company that's making these theaters and making a monopoly. Because yeah, I could go watch Stranger Things in the theater, and it'd be awesome to see it that way, and definitely I would be the person to do that. But when people at home are like, why do I need to do that when I could just watch it?
So that was the best thing I've ever done. You guys, I literally just argued the point that you were arguing to me, and then you reversed your argument and started arguing what I was arguing.
But see, you have to understand. Now you're
telling me that staying home is more convenient.
But
what you're not go to the theaters.
But John, what you're not getting is I'm that 1% out of 100. Those 100 people want to stay home. That 1% of me paying money to go to the theater is not going to make it for
more than 1% of people that want to go to the movies, and it's enough. Yeah,
but you have to also keep in mind that if later on down the road they're only going to theaters just to get out there and do something. If you're looking at it that way, then the thing is if I have to pay more to go to the theater, or I can pay less to do it on digital, and the movie companies make more money with me doing it digitally, then I'm going to, of course, stay home and do the cheaper version, and because I'm still going to just get to see the movie early.
That's what I said the whole time.
No, but Putty's arguing, and so am I. I'm arguing the same thing, where I think small towns are going to get hurt. Well, you
And I'm
said
not
my
saying you're
argument.
not going to get hurt. My point was this whole time, I'm just saying, I still think people will go to the movies.
Yeah,
But
no
I think
duh.
it's already too late. And your guys' argument was opposite. And now Putty's agreeing with me that it's better off to just stay home.
Bro, you're just
and
making
watch
this
the
argument
movie.
confusing, man. My point, the last thing I'm going to say about this before we go is I think small towns are going to get affected by this, but I think that big companies should be releasing movies so people can watch them at home.
Okay, my last point is, yes, I think small towns are going to be affected, but I think instead of Putty having 3 theaters, he's going to end up with only 1. There's
Okay,
still
I
going to
agree
be
with
movie
that.
theaters.
And
Okay.
see, that's the one thing I will say. I don't think it's going to happen that way. I think we're going to lose theaters. I just think that what's going to happen is that
That's what we're saying, though, Putty. We are saying
no,
that.
no. I'm saying that. No, you guys are still saying that there's going to be there.
You're
that
saying
there-
every single theater in New York and Los
yeah,
Angeles.
it's because you know why. The thing is even if they can have it where you can, like, you know how you have like the independent theaters that show movies independently. That will happen. Okay, that's understandable. But as far as like like big budget premieres and everything in theaters, that's going to go away when you could just do it at home. Why go? Because if you're wanting to go out and have an experience, then you're going to go bowling. You're going to go to the bar.
You're definitely wrong. 100% movie theaters are not going to close completely. Because
Well,
I know people who literally, I would go to the movie theaters when I'm just bored. We've done it before, and we'll just do it.
But we would do the same thing. We would go to Blockbuster and do the same thing and go look at movies there and like browse and see what we go.
Yeah, but Blockbuster's what Blockbuster was a rental service. Why would it do that
Blockbuster
when
was
I
a
could rent movies from
gouge
home?
that if you look in comparison, I can rent movies for $13 a month, or I can rent one movie for 7 days for $13.
Right. Well, you got to remember they also dropped the prices. They had their memberships, just like the movie theaters are trying to do right now. You know what I mean?
No. Again, you're
Blockbuster
wrong
to
about the
buy
Blockbuster
movies.
situation because you could pay $13 for a week in Blockbuster or whatever it was, $7, or I could pay $7 and have unlimited movies. For a month
I think
on Netflix.
the movie stores disappearing is sad because I like movie stores. I like buying movies, but it makes way more sense. I don't think the theater thing. I think there's going to be people are not going to want to buy Black Widow and watch it at home. People want to go line up at theaters and dress up and be with their friends and watch.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's that's understandable. But that's the thing. If the only way I see that being an event like that would be something like you would see at a stadium, like a football game or something. I'm not in a
No, because look at it like this. Okay, I got a good comparison. Okay, remember when PS3 came out, you could start to buy games digitally. What did everybody say? Everybody said, everyone agreed that EB and GameStop were shutting down and they're not going to be there no more. Everyone said that, but guess what? They're still here 7 to 10 years later, man. So it's the same thing with the movie theaters. It's the same fucking thing. You could download the movie and watch it from home instead of going to the movie theater. Okay, people are still going to go to EB and get their exclusives and get their fucking little toys.
People are always going to want physical media.
No, yeah, but you have to remember though, even physical media is dying. But yeah, you can go get that. But where's the physical media in a movie theater?
It's the experience. Yeah,
right.
That's what you're getting on it.
I get that, but
this is my thing.
You have to pay more for the experience. Why would you pay more? I hate to put it this way.
Because people have money. A lot of Americans have money. A lot of people in North America have money. A lot of people in the world have money.
Listen to this. 5 million people live in a city. Okay, 4.75999999 of them are going to watch the basketball game on TV, but they're always going to sell out that stadium because people are going to go watch it.
Yeah, but you have to remember a movie. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said the way of the stadium. Because the thing is, if you think of a movie, and you got these big movie complexes and everything, and they have to charge the same prices at a football game. A football game has a way bigger experience than sometimes even a movie. So even a movie, if you're got a smaller theater and you make an event, they're going to have to charge way future prices.
You know what? That's what you guys are saying right there is a perfect fucking comparison. You can go watch a fucking baseball game or a hockey game or any game live, or you can watch it from home. People still do both.
Yeah, and this is just the last thing. Then, Putty, make your last statement.
Okay, so
my argument for theaters, okay, is they're going to take the 20 theaters that I could walk to from my house, and they're going to turn them into 5 giant-ass, mega, super stadium seating theaters is what's going to happen. Instead of being 20 theaters into operating costs, because it's only one company. So they're just going to make less theaters that are bigger.
Okay. And then okay, that's awesome for the people that have the money in those big towns. So now it's just like baseball and football games, which means that the people of the smaller class or anything like that are middle like poor, or even in my situation, we don't get to enjoy that experience anymore. And it's now gone. So now you have to think, movies rake in way more money or bring in way more people than a stadium of people that watch a football game or something like that, because there's more readily available. When it's not readily available, then you're just going to have the hardcore people like myself that would go to see it. But of course, I don't get to go to sporting events or anything like that anymore because I can't afford that.
I don't know if a movie theater is bringing in 40,000 people every other day, but
well, I mean, but you got to think. Look at the
and
millions.
Not to mention some of those tickets in where we live in Toronto are costing you $1,000 to get front row seats. But
yeah, but you got to think. Also, you got to think when it comes to sporting events. The reason why sporting events also still make a lot of money is because they sell shoes and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like you said that the movie. What we keep saying, they're both about the experience. You can watch the game from home or watch the movie from home, or you can go to the theater or the stadium for the experience. And I think that'll always be there. It's going to definitely get affected.
I thought this was going to end because
yeah, let's wrap it up.
What he said is a good point too, though. Like, you could put the movie in the stadium. I fully understand what Putty's saying. It's like what I'm saying. It's like condensing everything into one location instead of having multiple. But the issue is, front row here at a Toronto Raptors game is $10,000. You're not charging people $10,000 to go to a movie for operating costs.
Right, but if it's going to become that big, as close to a big as a stadium, you have the operating costs for that now, and that means those prices are going to go way up, and that means.
But I could pay $50 to go to the movies. Let's say you raise the price, or $10,000. I'll watch it at home for $5.
Yeah, but that's my point. I don't want that. I want that experience in theater, but no longer I can't do it, and it makes me.
So support your local theaters, people.
Well, yeah, that's my point. I will always support. Yeah, I will always support my local theater, but it just makes me sad to think, just because of the situation, that it's no longer going to happen for me. And a lot of people don't care. It doesn't matter to them. They still care about the stadium theaters or stadium sports games, because instead of looking at a screen, they're looking at real people doing real things, just like a play or something.
Yeah, but I don't think everyone's going to watch every single game. There's definitely a small percentage of people that go to every game. But that's not how it is. People are just going because they're bored. Like, oh, what do you want to do today? Let's go to watch a Leaf game. Fuck it. We haven't done it in a while. Let's go watch a Leaf game.
Well, no one here says that because it's $100 for the cheapest seats.
People do it with the Blue Jays. You've done it before. I'm bored.
Yeah,
I'm going to go watch a
Blue
Blue
Jays
Jay
is different.
game.
I can go watch a Blue Jay game. I can get decent seats for $40.
I know, but that's
at
my
the least
point.
It's $100 to walk in the building.
It's the same mentality as going and watching a movie. It's like, we're bored today. Let's just go watch a movie, even if you don't want to see it. A lot of people do that.
And I'm okay with that. And I get it. Putty's point made sense, actually. But for me, I work. It's fine. I want to go to the movies. I drop $100 at the movies. I pay $20 for my ticket. I buy my drinks. I buy alcohol. I buy nachos. I buy wings because you get them delivered to your seat. And I have a whole experience. And I can do that. And I understand that there's some people that can't. And it makes sense because movies are not cheap. And Putty's right on that.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but again, I do think that
for
there's
me,
a fat
I don't mind it.
percent of the population.
There's a big bang
chunk.
movie coming out. Boom! I'm going to the movies. I'm ordering a pitcher of beer for myself. I'm ordering myself shots.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
You guys heard our opinions. You guys heard our opinions on what we
Support your
think
theaters.
about movie theaters and the digital movie fucking watching thing. Let us know what you guys think about it, okay, guys? Let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Putty, sign us off.
All right, and we're going to go ahead and leave the bloopers at the end here as well, so we had some fun shit happening at the beginning of the thing. But,
no bloopers.
Oh, we're going the bloopers. We're getting the, John, you're in the bloopers, brother.
Putty the stupid bloopers.
All right, but we're going to go ahead and sign out, guys. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get things on the way. John, what are you still doing as far as your Instagram? Do you want to go and promote that?
I'm on Instagram, Campo.Reviews. I review movies, but I'd rather you guys go check out Gamer Podheads on YouTube.
Well, they're already here. They're watching it. So
subscribe.
Exactly. And then we have another YouTube channel here. If you and most of you guys know him, but if you don't, you need to go subscribe to his channel. What channel are you thinking?
My channel is Mikey the Fish.
Mikey just got a free promotion. But anyway, you check out his channel. It's RLG and everything. I'll definitely leave a link to his Instagram and his YouTube channel in the description below. And of course, if you guys haven't hit the subscribe button here, make sure you hit the subscribe button here. We went on a huge rant there, but I think it was fun. And there you guys have it. And as always, I am Puttyman with Gamer Podheads. It's been a joy to talk with you guys, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out. Do you like dogs? Dogs? What are dogs?
Putty, you just have an error? Like, what happened?
This is gonna be the fucking blooper reel, okay?
But he just had a computer error. His computer